Good day, it's Dr. Klumber. Have you missed me? I have missed me. It's been a weird few months. And it's still getting weird, but let's not talk too much about that. I am today bringing you an Asashio game, a silent assassin. Whatever you want to call it, it's a great little DD in World of Warships, and I'm going to show you this replay today because I think this was a pretty spectacular example of how to destroy. I've actually got quite a lot of games that I want to show in the next few weeks. So hopefully we are going to get a series coming. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But there's been quite a lot of good games. I've been playing a lot of World of Warships, and I've really been enjoying it. I think the game is actually, despite a lot of current big streamers and YouTubers saying that the game is in a bad state and this, that, and the next thing. Sure, it has got problems, but there's still a lot of fun to be had. And this game just epitomizes that, in my opinion. So, yeah, the Asashio is a tier 8 premium Japanese destroyer. And it's got a very unique feature in that it's got deep water torpedoes that only hit deep hulls, aka battleships and carriers. They have an astonishing range of 20 kilometers, and the other thing that this ship gets that's pretty damn unique is a torpedo reload booster. And, well, we're just going to see. I make some mistakes in the beginning, which I will talk through because I think they're useful for people to learn from. But I also make a lot of good decisions, I think, in this game, and I will talk you through those as well. So, why do I like this particular destroyer? One of the reasons I like it, you can see on the minimap in the bottom right, there's a yellow circle. That's my anti-aircraft range, which is pitiful, absolutely pitiful. But planes can't detect me from a distance either. I think the plane detection range is actually 2.3 kilometers, which is hilarious. It means that planes actually have a hard time to spot you. You can see here the Saipan put a fighter plane up to see if it could spot any destroyers going to A, or indeed that middle area, because that middle area is highly contested, and if you get that right as a destroyer, you can win the game for your team. But I'm not going there. I am actually skirting around A because my primary concern in the beginning of the match is to spot the enemy. I do launch my first set of torps around the corner because I usually, when you have islands like this, battleships like hiding on those corners. This was a bit presumptuous, to be honest. I launched them too soon, I think, but doesn't really matter. I don't need them yet. Now, this is where I did make a mistake. You can see the Henry there, which is a very capable tier 10 cruiser. But you can also see that over A there's now a little green circle. The Shokaku, which is our carrier, has put a fighter plane there, and I should have used that. I could have capped A whilst I was worrying about where the other team was. So that is something that I should have done better. And it's not the last mistake either. In fact, I'm about to make a couple more. I'm quite obsessed with this Henry, and I think this was actually the second game I played this Asashio. So I didn't quite know the strengths of it and how to play it that well yet. But I want to get this Henry killed because I'm worried that that Henry is, and again, this is not, this is a lack of knowledge of the game, but I'm worried that it's got a radar and it's going to radar me anytime soon. So I get close to the island, I smoke up, and I start shooting. So far, not too bad. Then I realize if he had a radar, he would have radared me. So, yeah, the game knowledge is really important, and even though I've played about 1500 games now, I think, in this game, I don't know all the ships by heart yet, and that's because there's so many of them, and there's so many different variations, possibilities, and options. So, I'm now in the smoke, and I'm not spotting for my team, and that's not good. You know, I want to get spotting going. You can see in the top right, the damage I've done about 5,000 now. I see that the storms coming in, so slow down. That's the Henry storms. I've done about 5,000 damage and 3,000 spotting damage, and I want to get that spotting damage up, because that, even though you don't get rewarded for it really in the game, it is an indicator that you have done a job for your team, and I'm all about getting the team to win. And this is a close game, I'm not going to lie. This ended up being a lot closer than it should have been. in particular because we lost our tier 9 Ostergötland. I think it was an Ostergötland. And that's not great. The other thing I do here is I forgot that Henry had 2 sets of torps, and I just took one. I couldn't do anything about it. I saw them too late, and I took one. So I lost over half my health. Now this changes, and here I get hit again, just annoyingly another 2,000 points. This changes the way that I approach the game. All of a sudden I go, oh shit, and you can see in my chat, negative, there's an Edinburgh right on my tail there. And he's doing the right thing, he's pushing me, he wants me out of the way. And an Edinburgh can be a very tricky ship to deal with for a destroyer, in particular if you don't have normal torpedoes. I can't do anything against this ship with my torpedoes, so I'm deciding, you know what, I need to stay alive for my team. I've got torps ready, I'm going to blast those off at those battleships in the distance that I presume will hide behind the island behind smoke, and I'm getting out of dodge. I don't want to be fighting that Edinburgh. I just want to make sure that, you know, I survive at this point. Now, of course, as always, and this will happen a lot, and, you know, I'm guilty of this as well, but someone goes, Asashio, you are useless there. I might well be, but I've just spotted half the team for my 3 battleships on this side of the map, and I'm more useless when dead. And I actually say that, you know, if I die there, we haven't got any destroyer left, so, well, we've got 1 destroyer left, but we're really up the creek without a pedal, and I don't want that. But, of course, the Henry IV has moved back, so even though I tried to go to the J1 corner to try and sneak around the J line and get behind their lines, if you like, I couldn't, because the Henry, quite right and quite cleverly, blocked that off as a route. So I'm a bit stuck here. That Edinburgh is still there, and I've got that Henry to my south, and I can't damage either of them. So I need to make a decision of how I want to play this. I do hit the Pommern there. So you can see that one of my torpedoes that I shot off behind the island on purpose did actually do damage to that Pommern. And that Pommern is going to come back later as well. It's not finished yet. I then spot the Edinburgh again, and I still can't do anything. I've got my torpedoes up because I used my reload booster, because I was hoping to do more damage to these battleships, which was a mistake again as well. I shouldn't have wasted my reload booster at this point, but I think I just tried it because I've not tried it before. I want to see what it did. What it does is it loads your torpedoes in 7 seconds. So when you've got a set of torpedoes ready and you hit that button once, you then have another set of torpedoes ready 7 seconds later. My word, is that powerful. But yeah, anyway, we are skirting north because I see the Edinburgh is going south. They've captured A, so that's fine. I don't need to worry about that anymore. And actually, if you remember, I said I should have capped A. If I tried to cap A, I would have been dead by now, because they would have put all the pressure on me to try and get me down and out of there. So actually it was the right decision. It does mean that we're 1 cap down, because they've capped B as well. So we've only got C capped. And the balance isn't great. We've lost another destroyer. So now I really am the last destroyer, and my job now is really, really important. Because I have to spot, I have to make sure that, you know, we don't actually end up losing this game. So I've got a few advantages. I can use my torpedoes while staying outside, and I can spot my enemy team. And if you look at that top right corner again, you can see with that torp I've now got 23,000 damage, but I've already done 40,000 spotting damage. And that is exactly what I'm after. I want to get that spotting damage in. Unfortunately, there's not enough ships shooting. You know, the Georgia should be dead, the Edinburgh should be dead. My team's actually letting me down here, because if that Edinburgh survives, it can hunt me down in no time. I don't want that. So the Georgia goes into the smoke of the Edinburgh. I decide to torp the Carolina. But I do keep 1 set of torps going, and that's for that Georgia that you can see there. And I blast them off as well. So that's 2 sets of torps out now, and I can chill a bit and hope that I don't get caught out by anybody. But I can see where the enemy DDs are, the enemy destroyers, and they've now lost 2 as well. So it's not as bad as a position as I thought. Except that I have one bit of a problem, and that is that the carrier is sending airplanes to hunt stuff. Fortunately, it didn't look in the right place, and it's carrying on to one of my team's battleships. I do hit there. I hit the North Carolina twice, and I've hit the Georgia once. And actually, that's really big because that Georgia can be really, really dangerous. And in a second, you'll see the Georgia kills our bomber, but our bomber killed the Georgia. And if I had not hit that Georgia with one of my torpedoes, that Georgia would be still alive. It would still be striking death on my team. So that's good. We have now sort of equalized. They've lost the cruiser and the battleship. And we've lost 2 battleships, but I've now got 73,000 damage. And I decide that I want to get this carrier out of the game. If I can get their carrier out of the game, which I am more than capable of doing in this ship, then I stand the chance of making this game turn in our favor. Of course, the carrier knows that as well, and I don't know if he planned it or not, but that bomber goes right over my head and I can't do anything about it. And of course that happens when I've got an Edinburgh right behind me who's got guns that it could be using on me, and it decides not to. I'm also in secondary range of the bomber, so I have to be really careful here. But I also want to catch that carrier, and I decided if I stay waiting here, that Edinburgh, if I'm not mistaken, and again this is knowledge of the game and I might be wrong, but that might well have torpedoes. I need to get out of there. So I get out and I target the North Carolina again with my 2 sets of torpedoes. No, I only use 1. And then I get caught again by this set of bombers. And you can see here my AA is pitiful, so I can't be detected. But if you look again at the top right, I'm doing hardly any damage to these planes whatsoever. I might as well throw bottles at them. And then, oh, yeah, jackpot, I spot the carrier. So that's good news. I've still got 4 torpedoes. And my reload booster is loaded as well. And to be fair, these bomber planes can't do a lot to me because my ship is too mobile. So all I need to do at this point is stay calm and get close to distance on this Saipan carrier and hope it doesn't change too much in direction whilst my torpedoes go its way. Now I've got the second set ready because I've used my reload booster. So now there's another 8 torpedoes ready to throw at the carrier. I still get attacked by planes, it doesn't matter too much, but I do expect this carrier will start sending lots and lots and lots of planes my way, and I would too if I was the carrier. I also get shot at from behind by, I think, the bomber, and it doesn't really matter because we are now in a position where we can start taking this carrier to pieces. So we launch that second of the fast reloaded set, and we start shooting the carrier. And that's it. Bam! 2 great hits. Boom! It's a tier 8 carrier. Is it tier 8? Yeah, it's tier 8 carrier. It survives those 2 very good hitting torpedoes. So I decide to keep shooting, and there's the second set, and that's the end of it. Good. Now, I only have to worry about his remaining planes. I want to try and get them out of the air. But again, you know, with my AA capabilities, that is not going to happen in a hurry. That bomber, though, is spamming me with secondary range fire, secondary turret fire, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'm spotted still because of this stupid plane. So I'm really annoyed now. I want to try and get this plane out of the game, and it's going to take me a while. So I keep dodging, I keep moving. I've used my engine booster before. To close the distance, so that's not in operation. I get my smoke back up. I decide not to use it because I want to keep it for later. I might need it again. So, oof, they shoot again and that's it. I think that's the end of the planes. Yes. So now we can start thinking about what we want to do next. And of course, there's a destroyer to my north. You can see on the minimap there. I don't want to fight that destroyer. I'm very low health. I need to use my stealthiness now. The carrier is out of the game. And I can't win from that destroyer. I can't beat it. You know, I just don't have the gunpowder to do it. What do I have? I've got torpedoes that are devastating. So they are going to come in. Now, I'm aiming, you can see that white area, I'm aiming where the bomber is going according to my calculations. And I make a mistake. I put my second slot onto that as well. And I shouldn't do that, and I should know better. I should always anticipate that heavy battleships are going to be moving when they know that there's a destroyer near, and this bomber probably has early torpedo detection module because he picks up on the fact that the torps are coming in and moves out of the way without any problem whatsoever. So that was a completely wasted set of torpedoes. And this means that we're sort of stuck for a bit, but my team do get their destroyer, the Loyang. So that's good. Now I can keep sailing in this area without being spotted by the bomber, because remember, if he spots me and those secondary guns start going, I'm toast. I am literally not going to survive that. And I want to take this bomber out of the game. If I can get this bomber out of the game, they've just lost their fourth remaining ship. If I get this bomber out of the game, we have won, basically. I don't even need to worry about the cap. But it's not that easy, is it? It never is that easy. You can see in the north that another ship is capping C or defending C for them. He's about to be tidied up by our carrier. I want this bomber. I want this bomber. I'm going to keep saying it. I want this bomber. I'm definitely after it. You can see down below that my time for torpedoes reloads about 20 seconds, 10 seconds for the turbo boost reloader. So I need to wait 20 seconds and then I know I've another set coming up right after this current set has loaded, which is great. And again, I do make a slight mistake here. You can see the two orange lines. I get my first set ready. Launch it. So, boom, there it goes. Again, in the direction that I anticipated to go, which is fine. And then, oh, do I make a mistake? I thought I didn't wait for my second set to load, and I did. I didn't make a mistake. Oh, that was good of me, wasn't it? But, oh yeah, and this time, actually, I did put them in a different course. I'm expecting that bomber to turn. So now I use the reload booster, I get my other torps up. I'm already on 120,000 damage and 80,000 spotting, which is not bad at all. And I set off my second set on Carolina. Oh, let's see what we can do. Yeah, so all we can do now really is wait. And I'm going to use the free camera to show you what's happening. So that bomber is getting 8 torps its way. The last set was way too... Well, it didn't turn in, so that isn't going to do anything. First set misses. You can see it miss there. But the Carolina on your left takes one. No, it doesn't take one either. Neither of them took a torpedo, and that is so frustrating. And that's what, destroy gameplay is all about. That Carolina must have turned out just enough, just in time. You can see it's heading north now to avoid me completely. And that's basically the game. So, yeah, we've won. I've done well. I think it was alright. And it's exciting. I genuinely like this style of gameplay. I'm really one of the things I really don't like, and a lot of people agree with me on this, is that there's too many carriers in the game. If it's one, I can cope with it. If it's two, you just don't have a game. It's really boring. If you're in a destroyer or a cruiser, you're just gonna get pummeled to death. If you're in a battleship that doesn't have a proper AA, you're just gonna get pummeled to that. In this case, there was only one carrier. I had the tremendous joy of knocking it out, and yeah, it's been exciting. It's been good, and we will see you, I suppose, for the next time. So my name is Dr. Klumber, and I love you all. Bye bye.